So, as of recording this video, there was a huge leak from Insomniac Games. A leak which had information about the games they are working on currently and the future slate of games, all the way to 2035, I think. And of course, I can't show you any of the footage that actually leaked, but I can tell you that it is all legit footage of the Wolverine game, and it's all on the X website or Twitter, whatever you prefer. And I think you can probably still find it there. But first of all, I have to say that I really do feel sorry for all the employees working at the studio. It must be really frustrating getting all your information leaked out in the public. On top of that, all your hard work getting impacted so significantly, and especially in this way. Uh, Now, the leakers who did this stunt are called the Resida ransomware group. They had stolen all the data on November 12th itself and threatened the studio to pay them 50 bitcoins, which in the real world is around $2 million. They had apparently also given a 7-day deadline as well. This same group is behind the data breach that had happened in Riot Games and CD Projekt Red. So I guess this is just another checkbox in their list. And of course, at first, Sony didn't really take them seriously, probably trying to downplay the massive leak and the massive data breach. But alas, here we are. Everything is now out in the open. Sony would probably be on disaster management mode right now. So they'll be DMCAing all the leaked videos. But talking about the leak itself, the major thing that everybody is talking about is the early gameplay footage from the Wolverine game that was under development. It was very janky and was exactly what it was supposed to be, which is in early development. Still, you know the internet and how it works. And of course, there are some people who had things to share with us in the internet. They had to complain about the fact that the game isn't looking good and isn't impressive. I don't know what kind of magic they think happens in the making of these games. Now, of course, leaks are sometimes exciting, but in this case, it's just devastating and sad. Don't get me wrong, I am excited for a Wolverine game, but this wasn't how I wanted to be introduced to it, especially the gameplay. Of course, we all got the first look trailer for the game, which I think will be how the game eventually ends up looking like. But it was mostly trailer and like a teaser, so I don't know. Still, it's a bummer, and this comes in a year already filled with so many other companies getting similarly data breached, like Riot Games and CD Projekt Red. We had also one last year with GTA 6, where similar to this leak, a lot of early development footage was released, and I'd argue that probably hyped the game even more. But it's GTA 6, so I also consider it as an exception in the industry, especially with this kind of stuff. I feel like even if there's a massive leak, the hype for GTA will never die. And I just feel bad for the developers who were probably excited to share their work with the world on their terms. That is, whenever they thought that the game was ready, but it's happened now, and now we can't really change anything. In the leak, there was also Venom games slated for 2025, which is kind of something to look forward to, I'd say. Insomniac were already planning a Venom game before the fans even started asking for it. We had the entire, I guess, somewhere on Twitter or on some website, the creator or developer of the game, I think it was the story writer, the head of the story department, who said that if the fans are asking for it, they'll get the game. Now we know that it's because they are already working on it, which means that they know what the fans want, and it's a good sign. This game would probably be to Spider-Man 2 what Miles Morales was to Spider-Man 1. There were also other games in plan like Wolverine 2 and, interestingly, Spider-Man 3 as well. We also recently heard that the devs were thinking of making a Spider-Verse kind of game for Spider-Man 3. I don't know if that's really true or not. and I don't really know what it means. Maybe it'll have multiplayer, or maybe it's just a story kind of Spider-Verse. But it is slated for 2028, so there is still time. But I don't think it will release in 2028. It might release. It might release in after 2028, especially after this huge data breach. This might cause some delays. Something else in the slate was also very interesting, and that was a Wolverine 2 game slated for 2030. Now, some people are saying that it's actually a X-Men game, which could also be entirely possible. People thought earlier that it was a Wolverine 2 game. I also heard that it's a Wolverine 2 game, which is understandable because if they make Wolverine and it's getting good reception, then they'll probably go ahead and make a Wolverine 2 game, just like they did with Spider-Man. But now we know that can also be an X-Men game, which is exciting, I'd say. Overall, these are great times incoming for a lot of Spider-Man game fans, Insomniac fans, and Marvel fans in general, and not so great times for all the developers working on these games and Sony as well. But please do tell me what you guys think about the entire situation. Do you get excited with leaks? Do you think this would in any shape or form affect how the end game is? I think it shouldn't, because nowhere have I heard about the story for the game leaking, which is good. But do tell me what you guys think in the comment section, and let's have a chat about it.